Check out these new racing buckets. Hey folks, welcome back to the garage. Today, well, I'm recording this on Saturday, but if it's Sunday when I release this video, then it is the 4-year anniversary of when I had this vehicle towed up here to start this project. It's also episode 69 of the project. Nice. And everybody knows when you hit 69, you have to turn around. So let's take a quick moment to look back and see how far we've come. We have a lot of new folks tuning in. They may not know the whole story behind this car. So I'll be really quick and just explain how I got it and what I did to it, where we came from, and where we're going. And while I do that, I'm gonna clean up around here. So when I bought it, it had a GT40 intake, shorty headers, Flowmaster exhaust, underdrive pulleys. It had lowering springs, but the owner only put the rear ones in. So it kind of had like the Carolina squat, I think they call it. So immediately I fixed the stance, later converted it to a 5-speed. I had it done, I didn't do it myself. And I drove it around for quite a bit, you know, occasional trips to the West Hampton drag strip. One day, tragedy struck and the water pump started to drip. So naturally, I pulled the engine, put Edelbrock Performer RPM heads, gasket matched the lower intake, and finally added a Motorsport F-cam. The subframe connectors that you can see in it today, and those weird rear control arms. And for its time, it was pretty fast. I think it was doing around mid-12s, which is nothing today, of course, but back then it was nothing to sneeze at. I drove it around for about 3 years before it suffered a blown head gasket at a time that I could no longer really afford to fix it. I was going to college, so it kind of sat in the driveway at my parents' house. Later, it would sit in their garage for many years because I had to make the difficult decision to part out the engine. I had also purchased a 460 from a 69 Lincoln that I wanted to put into it. I still have that motor. I'm gonna bring it up here and we'll do something with it on the channel. But that project was also way too expensive anyway, so I put that on hold as well. So it literally sat in my parents' garage until 2019 when I brought it up here to start this whole thing. So what did we do? We immediately cleaned out the mold. We started taking it apart. We restored a few things. We rebuilt a few things. We installed a few new things. We're in a much better place now than we started, but it still doesn't run. And it won't for a bit longer, but we're getting close. So here we are today. You can see that we have brakes, right? There's just no fluid in it. We'll have to figure that out. We have steering. We have suspension. We have fuel. Well, we have a fuel system. That's great. We have a fresh layer of paint in the engine compartment, which doesn't look great at the moment, but we'll take care of that at some point. We have the interior completely cleaned out. We have the firewall completely rust encapsulated with new insulation. I cleaned all that stuff up and it got all dusty again, but that's okay. We can wipe all that off. This is all clean. We have we have torque box reinforcement installed, upper and lower. We have this full rear axle done. Brand new fuel system. Not to mention the entire underside of the vehicle has been undercoated. Cleaned up, fixed a couple rust holes, one rust hole I think. Like I said, we're in a good spot, I think. It moves, I mean, it rolls. Oh, we have a Hydro Boost conversion too. Cool, so today we have a heat advisory. So I'm gonna try to get this done. It's a little early in the day today. I'm gonna try to get all this done early. What I wanted to do was POR 15 that floor pan, but I do have to open the garage door because that stuff stinks. Probably gonna take me a good 20 to 30 minutes just to open the POR 15. It sounds like there's still some liquid in here, so yeah, I might just crack this open, put a hole, and just pour it onto the floor pan. Cool, so let's just get started. I wanna get this done before it gets too hot. Just to put it out there, this took me 30 minutes to open up before it was completely shut. I don't even know why I'm bothering trying to do it this way. This is not gonna work. I got $10 saying I sliced myself with this. Alright, that's open at least. The other thing is this stuff kind of like tattoos you. Next step, we're gonna panel prep the floor pans, and then I'll get some brushes and I'll start working on this. Alexa, add panel prep and surface cleaner to my...
I have added panel, prep, and surface cleaner to your shopping list.
Alright, I masked off some threads. Not that the threads are in great shape, but just because, you know, it's harder to get this stuff off. Yeah, I'm gonna end up opening the door, and I am going to try not to push it out. I'm gonna do most of this in time lapse because I just want to get it done. And again, we're just doing POR 15 on the floor pans, and that's it. Also, you don't need a really good brush for this. This is actually a decent brush, but unfortunately, I'm probably gonna lose it after this. It's like impossible to clean off. I don't know if you can suggest something that I can use to clear it off, but I am sacrificing this brush. I did buy a whole thing of chip brushes and I can't find it. You don't need a good brush. This stuff is self-leveling. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. So, let's get going. Alright, we're going to take a quick break to let the camera cool down, but this is looking pretty good. Nice. Alright, that's the whole floor pan done. I'm gonna let this tack up a little bit, take a quick break, then I'm gonna do a couple of spots here and there, but otherwise I think we're done with this step. Well, that came out pretty nice. I'm not mad at it.
Mustang is too hard.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to break one of the separators. They claim that's what happened. Should we put seatbelts on?
Yeah, probably.
Well, the air conditioning's great in this car. On one of the tires.
I'm sitting.
Feel it, you know?
Yeah. Still drives really great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I did the wheel alignment on it. It's pretty good. You gotta remember the tires in the back are 30 years old.
Yeah.
I want to buy new tires, but I want to get the stock size tire. The 50 was great, like I said, racing in the street, but it gets a little worse.
So we might be doing a removing the reverse manual mount body. I'm not seeing. All right, Team Sleaze, let's wrap this up. So we did the entire floor pan in POR 15. I think we are good to go in getting the Dynamat stuff. It's not Dynamat, it's an off-brand that I got. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you aren't already, subscribe. We're doing a lot more to this Mustang. We will eventually get it running, I promise. Check out the Sleazy's Garage merch shop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and keep it sleazy. Dude, the minute you open these doors, the flies come flying in to escape the heat. It's really annoying. Nice.